Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to another Facebook Live. I can't believe it's Monday already, can you? It's just unbelievably gone quick. So I'm just making sure that I've gone live in the right place because, you know, these things do happen where you do go live in the wrong spot. I've done that before. Okay, we are here, so that's good. Better make sure that my volume's off. Things you've got to do before you even start your live. Anyway, so welcome everybody. My name's Anita Mazzero and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria, Australia. Say that in a hurry. Woo. Anyway, so we're here today and hopefully we can get some people on. And if you haven't heard, I have a replay on Facebook Live, so you can watch it there. So if you see the little red button up there, you know that I am live and you can interact with me. So I hope you're all having a nice day. So what I might do is flip the camera around and we will get on to what's happening in the world of Stampin' Up and get our lovely card made using the wonderful, very, I call it very retro Sentimental Christmas set because it reminds me very much of papers that we used many years ago. So anyway, we'll flip you down and we will show you what's going on in the world. Just one moment. Okay. Let's get everything right. There we go. Stampin' Up have it a bit different now that once upon a time I could check what I was doing and flip straight down and I have no worries whatsoever. But now it zooms back out and I have to zoom in. So if you haven't heard, we have scrapbooking products available. Now, unless you've lived under a rock, Stampin' Up acquired Close to My Heart products and brought across a lot of Close to My Heart makers into the Stampin' Up world. And so this is giving us a scrapbooking side to our card making. Many demonstrators, like myself, have been scrapbookers once and then moved to cards. So it's so nice to see the scrapbooking stuff come in. Great little kits available. The catalogue is online. I did email it to my customers, but if you would like one, please message me with your email address and I can email one through to you so that you can have a look at it. So most of the products are available online, but you can still order through me if you wish. Then we have some kits that have been released for this month. We have this gorgeous little card keeper and it comes with 10 cards as well as this very, very sturdy box and inserts in which to put your cards in. And I believe it's around that size and about so high. I haven't seen it, but it is a really nice one. The other one that they released, which is currently unavailable, is this beautiful Christmas ornament set. And when I checked before, I've got no idea when this will be available, but they are so, so cute. These beautiful little ornaments. It makes a total of 9 ornaments, and I believe they're about 10 centimetres in size. Both these kits are $44, but I will pop up on my Facebook page once I know when this is available so that people can know to order it, including myself. So I missed out. I'll just get rid of that. So we've got our catalogue, and as I said, it's out, and it's a very diverse catalogue for Christmas or seasonal products. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you the Sentimental Christmas. And this is the papers. And even if you didn't buy anything else, I would love you to purchase the papers. And the reason I say this is because in Australia, $4.25 from every packet sold is going to children's literacy. And I think it's a great cause because, let's face it, too many children go through the cracks without learning to read properly. And the world of reading is such a lovely world. I love reading. The imagination can go miles, and the vocabulary that the young people learn by reading is so much bigger. So in this paper, we had this gorgeous little Christmas bouquets with the flip side of a red candy cane. We then have the Christmas stockings with these little bows and berries. And then we've got this one, which I've already cut off for another card. But this one is actually a great scrapbooking page. So it can be used for that. Then we have our reindeers. Aren't they just gorgeous? And look at the cute, I don't know if you can see that if I bring it a bit, because I've hacked into this paper. There's some gorgeous little birds just sitting up in here, which you could fussy cut and use on the page. They're just beautiful. And then on this side, this, I call it brown sugar. It reminds me of brown sugar and the snowflakes and that, which is a really nice one. Then one that I'm using today, so I've only got a little piece of this one left. It has this lovely, very retro Christmas trees. It reminds me of cards that you used to be able to get once upon a time. And then it's got a stripe on the back as well. And then you've got the Christmas candles. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and they haven't got a fourth one, so I can't call them Advent candles because they've got week 1, week 2, and week 3. And then again, another page, just perfect for scrapbooking. And the last piece, I don't think I've missed any because, as I said, I've been going, is this, reminds me of licorice. The stripe on there is the licorice, but it's in the red, and then it has these beautiful trees on the other side. So as you can see, there's not much left in my pack. I have been using it. I am going to order another one because I do like it, and I feel like I've barely got into it. Just put this out of the way, onto the floor, where it always goes after this. The other thing that comes with this set is this beautiful, I'll take them out of the packet. We have these absolutely beautiful druzy dots. And these embellishments are, I don't know if you can see them properly, but they are like they've got lots of little crystals inside. So this, in the, I presume it's supposed to be a gold, but it's, and then it's a silver. So something very different to use. So pop them out of the way again. And then, of course, in the set, we've got the stamp set, which is wonderful. And then the dies. And with these dies, got a little packet. And I think this is great. It makes it much easier for storing inside your stamp set. So they just got the little dies, cuts out the stocking, the candle, the ribbon bow, the holly, and then it's got a standalone, which is the little leaves or branches, whatever you like to call it. So anyway, I'm going to leave that one out because I do want to use that one today. Pop this out of the way. And the floor again. Let's bring my chair in a bit. because everything sits on the floor. And it's a really good spot to put things. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of cardstock, 10.5 by 29.7, which is a tent fold card. I've then scored it at our normal scoring, which is 14.9. But I want to fold it again. And because 14.9 is a very awkward size, this is a way to fold. I'm going to turn it upside down so that the fold's at the bottom. I'm going to take my top piece and take the ends and push them into the corner. And then with my bone folder, I'm going to pop that across. And then I've got an even piece where it is. So I'll move that, give that a good score. So there's my base of my card. So it's a Z fold, but using the landscape mode. And by using it with the tent, you know, we have a tent card this way, we do it that way. So then I've got a layer of basic beige, which is 13.3 by 9.9. And then I've got a layer of this lovely DSP. We could use either side. I like the stripes. Or we could go, you know, I think I'm going to change it. We'll just see whether my pieces here will match the same way. Yes. No, I'll stick with the stripes. It's pretty, but so I'm going to use the stripes. Then I've got two pieces of basic beige, 9.9 by 6.9. Then two pieces of the DSP, which is 9.5 by 6.5. So they're my layers. So before I do anything further, we're going to glue them down so that I have got them and I don't lose it. Hello, Cherry. How are you today? Have you got the kids today? If you do, hello, Margot and George. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue. And with our Tombow, you do not need a lot of glue. You don't need to smother it because it spreads. Just take that. Pop that on there. So as you can see, I've got a nice little border. And this is why I like Tombow, because it moves. Takes a little bit of time to dry. And we have that in place. And I picked up the basic beige because of the basic beige in the stripes. And we'll pop that inside the card, leaving a nice border all the way around. And there's the inside. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, did Margot have ballet this morning in Bordertown? That would have been so cute. My oldest daughter started in ballet and is now went to calisthenics. She did ballet, then she started jazz and tap, and then went to calisthenics, and has been in calisthenics ever since. So never would have thought that that would have happened when I took her there, but she loved it and Her passion is still showing through after all these years. So you really have been busy today, Cherry. And you went to the bank as well. How far's Bordertown from Conniva? Is it about half an hour? Excuse me. So I'm going to pop this in there. Trying to keep the pattern the same way. And trying to get that as close as possible, slightly different, but it won't matter because this one's on the front. Oh, darling, I could see you doing ballet. Yes, you in a tutu would look lovely. Nothing wrong. There we go. So there's our fold at the moment. Yes, just send me a photo of when you're in your tutu, Cherry. Now I've also got 3 pieces here, and I've just got to refer to my notes because I put this card together and I cut, so I have to work out my measurements. So in the shaded spruce, I've got a 10 centimetre by 7.5, then I've got a 9.5 by 7, and then I've got a 9 by 6.5. So I'm going to put those pieces together, and they're going to be on the front of our card. Yeah, I thought Conniva and Bordertown are only a short distance apart. It's funny, on our way through to Adelaide, you know, we drive through, but I never stop to think of how far it is when I'm going through. I just know it's a long way to Adelaide. And I don't know whether it's because between Melbourne and Adelaide there's a lot of stops, and Melbourne and Horsham, but Adelaide to Melbourne from Horsham is I find very long trip with nothing in between. So I'm going to pop this in the front, and as you can see, I've used the trees for this because I was going to use the stripes originally, but I wanted a contrast of those colours. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on this section here, because that is going to go down like so. And I know what I didn't do is I didn't cut myself a piece of basic beige for the inside, because let's face it, we've got to write on something. It's easy fixed. So that's a piece that's going to be, just cut it this way first. Now I don't know if anyone else does this. I don't just hack at a piece. I'm going to cut it as if I was going to make a card. And then from there I will take what I need. So this piece will be 10 by 7.5. Those 2 pieces will go in. We can have that. We'll go inside there. Now my trick, I'm not going to stick this down yet, but I will when we're ready to do it. But now that I've got this piece, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put my glue away. Going to take this, and I'm going to take our beautiful Christmas stocking. And the Christmas stocking is so, so pretty. You do the same, do you? Yeah, it's silly to waste a card front when you've cut into paper and you just cut out what you need, because you then can't do anything with it. You find often that you waste a lot of paper, and let's face it, who wants to waste paper? I don't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my embossing buddy, because we're going to emboss. And I'm going to take my Versamark. I'm going to emboss this in, it's a bit more light in here, that's a bit better. Just realised I had a bit of shadow. And that was because I hadn't turned my light on. So I'm going to ink this up. Let's see if I can do like I did last week, Cherry, and make a boo-boo of embossing. Couldn't have got it right if I tried last week. Anyway, that's what happens, doesn't it? That looks like I've got it. And I'll get my black embossing powder. Now these little containers that I just get them from Kmart. Usually come in a pack of 3 or 4. And the reason I do it this way and store them inside this, because I have found that a few times the lid will come loose. And if the lid comes loose, it means that your powder starts to flutter everywhere. Just got some strays here that, even though I'm going to die cut it, take them out of the way. So the beauty is I can then just pop it back. I know we have our Stampin' Up container tray, but this for me works just as easy. So I'm going to get the heat gun now, and I'm just going to emboss this beautiful stocking. So what's your week looking like, Cherry? You've got a busy week or a quiet week? We've got visitors coming over from Adelaide. The fellas are hoping that they get tickets to the grand final. They like to go every year, but otherwise they'll be sitting here at home watching. There we go. So as you can see, by doing it with the black embossing powder, it just gives that nice little shine. And that's going to look really nice when we die cut that out. Just move that out of the way. And I've got, so what I used for this is I'm going to put real red, light and dark. And I'm going to just give that a moment to cool off a bit, because it's still a bit, and I've just obviously didn't get the bottom of that. Look what happens if you don't get it right. You end up losing it completely. So I'll just use the reverse side. How silly was that? Here I am telling you to be careful. Make sure it's done properly. And what do? Exactly what I tell you not to do. So do as I say, not as I do. How stupid was that? Okay, let's try take 2. You know, when I'm sitting here on my own, these things don't happen. And as soon as I go live, oh, 8 couples on Saturday, Cherry. Yeah, craft room always overtakes housework. I've got a feeling that with what I've got to get ready, the craft room will probably win I can see myself running around. My visitors are arriving on Saturday and I think I'll be running around cleaning the house then. Not that it's dirty, but, you know, you just like to give the house a good clean before visitors come. Okay, now we'll try again. And I'll make sure I keep an eye on that toe. The gun's a bit hotter this time, so it will definitely heat up quicker. Always remember you've got two sides to your paper. Use both sides, don't just chuck it away. Because when you stick it down, no one's going to see it. Not unless they pull your card apart. This time I'm not going to touch it till I know I've got it completely embossed. I think that looks like it has been. Just make sure. Do you like embossing? I do. Except when it goes wrong. But anyway, not to worry. So I'm going to let that cool down. Because I have made the mistake of, well, not only what I did here earlier, but I've done it when it's been damp and when it's still warm, and I've smudged it. And because the embossing powder is, I still reckon there's a piece, some fine little bits up top here. It's a very detailed stamp where the top of the stocking is. Some areas of this just doesn't seem to want to. I think that's got it. I hope that has got it. Yeah, I can't make the carnival, unfortunately, Cherry. We've got our calisthenics 50 years, so I'm going to be tied up with that. There was just I undernerd as late as possible, but I've took the pressure off myself than trying to have to come back and do it, because at times I find that I don't do that. So, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just where the darker areas, I'm using dark real red. I'm just around the edge of the stocking. I'm going to put a little bit here. Now, I hope you have fun for that. I'm really, this is the first one I've missed. And because this is such a lovely set, I would really love to see what Pam and Alyssa do. For anyone that watches the replay, if you're not sure what we're talking about, Alyssa Tilsner and Pam Jorgensen, they run a creative carnival 3 times a year now, and it's just great fun and great ideas, great learning, and it's something I really look forward to. I haven't missed one since it's begun, and yeah, but you can't do everything, and that's the side of it. So there's my stocking, just got that. Now we're going to do the detail in the top of the stocking. This is why I had trouble with it doing the embossing, because it was just so detailed. So this candy cane, I'm just going to pop a little cherry cobbler on there. I originally was nearly going to use the cherry cobbler on the stocking, but I felt it was just a little bit heavy when I did my sample one. Okay, so I'm going to use some dark cherry cobbler, and that's going to be for the ribbon on the present. And then I'm going to colour this present over here in the cherry cobbler. And then I'm going to use some shaded spruce. And I'm going to have shaded spruce on the ribbon here. And then I'm going to make this present in shaded spruce. Now, you can have whatever colour you want on your presents. Then I've got some real red, light real red, and I'm going to colour the back present. And I'll put some real red here and around the ribbon. It's just sort of hidden a bit, really. And then I'm going to take some granny apple green, and I'm just going to put a little bit around this present and pick up in the ribbon. So there's what I've done on this one. So it's really pretty. And this is one I die cut before. I took the ribbon a bit long there, but it still looks quite effective. So that's going to go there. Now what I'm going to do is I want to do some of these little leaves. But I'm going to use a piece of basic beige. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some dark shaded spruce, and I'm just going to lay down some colour. I'm not fussed on how it's going to go, so I've just got some colour in there. I've got some light shaded spruce, and I'll just fill in the gaps. And come up with some colour. Then I'm going to take some pretty peacock, and I'm going to blend that in there. This is a way to get an effect on your leaves. And then I'm taking some old olive. I'm going to come up here. I'll bring some of that colour down. And then I'm going to take my black Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to flick lightly some black onto my card. I'll just wipe the glass mat so I don't have ink everywhere else. So there's the colours that I've done. Now to save time, I've pre-cut, and this is the effect that you're going to get with your leaves. You're not going to get two leaves the same. They're all going to turn out totally different. Some have got more black splatters than others, so I'll bring that up a bit closer so you can see them. So this is a great way to add texture and dimension to your leaves without adding extra layers. So it's a nice little effect that I've got there. Pop that away. So I did the die cutting because I can't do it on here, because if I did, we're just going to get rocking all the time. So I'll put them out of the way. So I've got a circle here, and I'm going to get my black pen again, and I'm just going to put some splatters in the background. Just a little bit. It doesn't need to be a lot. As you can see, I've just put a little bit to create a bit of dimension on that. I'm going to then get, I want a little bit of green, so I'm going to get my shaded spruce and just pick up a bit of it and just blend the edges. That's going to sit on there. So as you can see, just the small amount of colour in there. This is the beauty of the glass mat. Easy cleaning. Best thing I think I've invested in. Now I'm going to stamp on here, and that's why I want to do this all first. And I'm going to put the sentiment. And I think because I've used the black embossing, I'm going to do black embossing again. So I'll just pat that on there. Also helps me. So I'm going to use from the stamp set, which I don't know if I showed you before, the beautiful stamp set has, I love this different font, but slightly tilting backwards, some of it standing up straight, but it just looks like someone's handwritten it. It's really pretty. So I'm using Let's Celebrate the Season. Take this. How's the weather looking up your way, Cherry? Keeps threatening to rain here. And stamp that there. Grab my black. Just I think this is going like my white. There's a lot of white bits in that. Just hoping this will stamp all right, otherwise I'll have to do another one. So let's celebrate the season. So we're going to do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this over here, and I want to put that there, but I also want to add some of these leaves. You got the same weather too, yeah. I wish it would. I mean, we're supposed to be spring. I don't know where spring has sprung, but it's not here. Yes, I like that around the... Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I've got to find where I put my dimensionals. So first of all, I'm going to take the sentiment. I'm going to pop that. And I've got the added accessories that you can get for your take your pick tool, and I love this dental pick. So good for getting your backs off your. I mean, I used to use the other one as well, but the dental pick just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to pop that just like so. And I'm going to sit like that on dimensionals as well. Had this card in my head for a while. From the moment I saw the papers, seeing it in my head and putting it to reality were two different things. Right. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use a glue dot for this. I'm going to take the glue dot and manipulate it and pop it at the back here. And it's done what I didn't want it to do, which I've pressed too heavy on the colour, and because I've blended it, it just weakens the cardstock a little bit. So that one was pretty well saturated. Pop that. I'll take that one, pop him around like so. And then I'll take that one. So who are you supporting in the grand final, Cherry? I said to my husband about 8 weeks ago that the grand final would be two interstate teams, and he's going, no, no, no. There'll be a Victorian team in it. Okay. So there we go. We've got the leaves just on there, giving it a little bit of dimension there. You're going for the swans? It really could be anyone's game. It's one of those years that I think we can expect the unexpected. Now, when I'm putting my insert in, this is a little trick. I don't know who showed me. I've shown this a long time ago. I'm probably hoping for Brisbane, Cherry. Got a Horsham boy. Oh, I know there's a Horsham boy in the Swans as well. But I think I'd like to see Brisbane win, because they haven't won one in quite a number of years. Okay. By doing that, I have got that evenly covering the one in the background, which is what I wanted to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, and I want to put a little bit of glue on the back. I want to smother it because it will go everywhere. Just pick up a little bit. And I'm going to glue, I'll sit one in there, and then I'm going to take one from the other side. and pop. I have one coming down this way. And then I've got some leaves that I can pop onto the envelope as well. So I'll put them away in my stash. So there's my card. But we're not finished. It needs some ribbon. I made this double bow. And I'm going to sit that up there. I agree. I don't care who wins in the end. If it's as good as the games have been for the in leading up to the grand final, they have been absolute thrillers and making you sit on the edge of your seat watching every minute of it. And I think that's the benefit of the game. And really, on the day, it's the team that handles the pressure of the day the best that wins. It's not necessarily the best team, I think. Right. I'm going to pop that over on that corner. Try and bring that down. And I'm thinking these are a little bit big. I love these gems. But I'm not sure about silver or the gold on them, so I'm not going to use them. Let's have a look in my kit, what I've got back here that I could use. Oh, they're pretty. These come with the Regal Flora. These are the Regal foiled adhesive gems. Aren't they gorgeous? I reckon that green would look just perfect. Oh, look at that. Picks up perfectly. Absolutely beautiful. So just because some gems come with a certain suite, it doesn't mean that you have to use them for that. You can use them with anything. Okay, I'm going to pop one. I put 2 on the label. Oh, I hate the decisions of where they've got to go. And then I might pop 1 over there. Oh, aren't they just beautiful gems? Okay, there we go. There's my fun fold card. And if you're going to make one, please, sorry, I'm out of shot. Please make sure that your pattern goes the same way, especially if you're using stripes. Don't ask me how I know. You can imagine. So that was one of the cards that I made. And then I did another one using the different paper with a very different look. Coloured the bright thing. And then I did another one here in a portrait shape, different paper with the candy stripe. And this one I've used the peppermints popped on the page. This one I used the druzy gems. So you've got the different looks. So they're the cards that I've made using this beautiful set. And as I said, it's a lovely set. And Cherry, I know that you're probably like me. I feel they're very retro and very 70s look in the papers. And I just love them. Maybe it's just taking us back to our younger days. But yeah, different colours, different backgrounds, they create a different look. So I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. And I've certainly enjoyed making it for you. And if you make it, please pop a photograph in the comments so that I can have a look. It would be lovely to see what you can do with this fold, if nothing else. You know, using different papers, you can get a different look. So anyway, I will say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and don't forget you can watch the replay here on Facebook anytime, or you can pop over to YouTube, and hopefully we can get this one up today for you. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.